$275. 50. I'd buy this. Someone bought it. Best time to sell these, going to be 2026. Gorgeous. $275. I'd buy this. Make sure you have the right mark. These plates are really collectible. In 5 years, it's going to be worth, I'd definitely buy these. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that, Dr. Lori. I'm Dr. Lori. I'm outside the donation center at Life's Treasures Thrift Store in South Tampa, Florida. I'm going to show you what to buy. I'm going to show you what to walk by. These are collectible plates. I want you to make sure that you've got the right manufacturer. What does that mean? A lot of people manufacture them. See, this is B&G in Denmark. You want the ones that are Royal Copenhagen because while these are $9.99, that's what they're worth. They're worth about $10 each. The Royal Copenhagen ones are worth $35 each. So make sure you have the right mark. This is the one that I would look for. This one's hand painted. It's made in Bavaria. It's Royal Crescent China. You can see the mark there. This is the initial of the person who painted it, which is very typical. This dates to the 1930s. They want $9 for it. It's worth $20. Everyone says the dolls aren't worth anything. Just throw out the dolls. Well, there are a lot of people still collecting dolls, so don't listen to those people. Madame Alexander doll, 1970s. That one's valuable. Madame Alexander doll. Look at the big eyes. That's what you're looking for. 1970s, and look at the Madame Alexander bride doll, very collectible. That one alone is worth $50. I know you thought, oh, I was blind, oh, they use them for target practice, oh, nobody wants precious moments. How about precious moments? A dual object, right, 2 on it, $6.99. Well, they're charging you $6.99, they must be worth something. In the box, which impacts value. Baby's first steps, gorgeous. Doesn't look like it's even been out of the box, and you've got the signature that everybody likes to look for. They want $6.99 for it. Oh, they're using these for target practice. And guess what? This one's going to bring you $150. You should recognize that immediately as French Baccarat. That piece is from the latter part of the 20th century. It is a decanter. It doesn't have its top. The telltale sign for this piece is the decoration right along the side. The Baccarat mark is faded off. It's a white mark. It says Baccarat on it. Very high quality French. They want $24.99. And retail value on that piece is $275. I'd buy this. And you're thinking, why this little frame, Dr. Lori? This is a Tiffany frame. This frame is in fact sterling silver with the Tiffany blue of the famous Tiffany boxes. Dates to the 1990s. They want $3.99. Retail value on this is $80. There are these plates, which are Ridgeway, made in England. And there's Humpty Dumpty, Little Bo Peep. These plates are really collectible. You can see the mark here, the Ridgeway mark, made in England. They're transfer wear as well. They date to the 1950s, 60s, and retail value on each one of these is $25. I'd buy these. I talked about these shoes in other videos. I mean, it's a symbol of prosperity, and usually they're gifted at weddings. So you want the couple to always have prosperity. You put a little coin in it, the way a bride would put a coin in their shoe for prosperity on that wedding day. $4.99, I'm sorry, I'd walk by it. These plates are beautiful, but they're a little bit tricky. This one has the pear. There's also some with the grapes. On the back, if you read the back, it says Winterthur. So from the Winterthur collection, the famous museum collection, the border is adapted from a French board dessert plate made in France between 1820 and 1840. That's the trick. These are not made in France. These were not made in the 1840s. This particular piece is a Japanese plate that's trying to look like a French plate. They want $10 for it. I'd walk by these. They're worth about $10 each. Souvenir collectible plates. I'd walk by all of them except this reticulated one of Yellowstone National Park because this one is actually quite old and it's heavily reticulated or punched out. They want $1.99 for it. It's worth $15. I'd definitely buy these. These are Fitz and Floyd. This piece is the winter holiday pattern. They're made in Indonesia. You're only buying the name. That's all you're buying. You're not buying particularly high quality. You're buying the name. They want $24 for all of these. That's $8 each. And at $8 each, that's what they're worth. German Art Nouveau mammoth bowl, centerpiece bowl. Art Nouveau has these sinuous lines and flowers. This one is not completely colored. This one only has a little bit of color. Oftentimes they're very, very decorative, very brightly multi multicolored. They want $69 for this German bowl, which dates to about 1900 to 1910. Retail value on this piece, $275. Whenever you see this, it's not good for food, it's gonna poison you, don't use it for food, blah, blah, blah. That indicates a couple of things. It dates after 1975, and this particular piece, while it's decorative, it's a planter. It is made in Asia, but it's not typical of Asian designs. This is a perfect example of how folks at a thrift store look online, they see somebody selling something big like this online for a lot of money, so they price it very high when it really is junk. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that, Dr. Lori. Yeah, I said it. It's not worth $139. It's worth about $35. I'd walk by that. This piece is blue-white, typical piece of English ceramic. It's Royal Stafford. When you see Stafford or Staffordshire, you know that that's transferware. That means the image is transferred onto the piece during the process of it being fired. Notice the discoloration. It's not consistent all the way around. $9.99. It's worth $25 in good condition. In this condition, it's worth $10. This porcelain plate is RS Prussia, made in Germany in the early part of the 1900s. Hand painted, hand gilded. Here's the mark. Beautiful porcelain. They want $39 for it. I'd walk by that because it's worth $35. Ceramic pieces, dinnerware pieces of the late 1950s have specific forms, space age forms. So look for different curved forms. This is a covered casserole made in the United States in the late 1950s. It's stoneware, good condition. They want $24.99 for it. Mid-century modern, it's worth $60. See this figurine? You first thought, oh, that's a Lladró from Spain. You looked at it closer because it's long, and you said, oh no, it's not marked, it's not a Lladró from Spain. And then you look at this little label here, and that label has a crown mark and an N, which is the mark for Capodimonte, the Duchy of Naples. That's what the N is for. It's not that either. Somebody put this little N sticker on this piece. This piece is made in Japan. It's made in the 1970s. $7.99, I'd walk by it. You ever wonder what monsters are afraid of? Well, here's the book. It's a tell-all book, what the monsters are afraid of. I'm tired of the myths. I'm tired of the no one wants clear glass. Has to be colored glass. I can't sell clear glass, Dr. Lori. Well, then you're not taking my class. You're not listening to me on these videos because you can sell clear glass. This piece is cut glass. This piece has a sawtooth edge. It's got cut areas here in the decoration. It's footed, 1, 2, 3 feet. $39, what's it worth? $45. I'd buy that. I'd buy this. This is a piece of Fostoria glass. It's Polish crystal. Lead crystal, 24% or more lead content. The tag inside says they want $19.99 for it. Retail value on that, $35. I'd buy that. I've told you about decanters. They're very good resale. This one is crystal. It dates to the 1970s. It's got its original stopper that has to fit, so make sure the stopper fits. I showed you in another video how to tell if they fit and if they match. This is $17 is what they want for it. Value on that one, $90. I know a lot of you would get excited over a piece like this. Oh, it's oak and it dates to 1900. Here's why I would walk by it. You've got shiny new hardware on it in here and here. And you would have to put antiqued hardware on it to make it look like it's the hardware that was original, because it should be that color. Also, the problem I see with it, you can't open and close the drawers easily, and that's problematic for value too. They want $279 for it. In this condition, it's worth $100. Fitz and Floyd transferware plates, a set of 4. They want about $8 a plate. Always look for the mark and look for the popular floral designs. The most popular Fitz and Floyd are flowers, so look for the flowers. What are they worth altogether? $50. This is a Limoges box. These little tiny Trinket boxes were introduced in Limoges, France. That's why we call them Limoges boxes. This one says Imperial porcelain on it, the white porcelain here. This is not made in Limoges, France. It's looking like a Limoges box. You open it up. They want $9.99 for it, which is about what it's worth. The bluebirds are beautiful. I'll show you the mark on this one because it's not a beam piece, even though it's trying to look like that. This one's handcrafted in Japan, and while it's big in size, I would walk by that because it's worth $49. Now I'm excited. Look at this basket. Look at the armature. That's the interior structure of the top and the bottom with the metal in very good condition. The wicker's in good condition. Always look at the bottom to make sure that there's no water damage. They want $7.99. It's worth $80. Within minutes after I talked about it, it's gone. Someone bought it. Stiffel lamp, brass, late 1970s, early 1980s. When you see these, pick them up. That one's $19.99. Retail value on that is $70. And there's another one right here with the very prominent Stiffel mark right on it. They want $24 for this one. Retail value on that one is $90. You resellers out there, buttons, beads, bows, knitting needles, sewing things. Everybody's reselling these, and they're reselling them high. Don't pass them up at the thrift store. I hear a lot of, oh, you don't do enough guy stuff, Dr. Lou. I want to hear you talk about guy stuff. Well, here's a guy thing. This particular piece is a Nyland grater toy piece from the 1960s. How do you know it's the 60s? One way is the material used for the tires. These big tires are plastic, they're not rubber anymore. Notice how the undercarriage has been spray painted. That's also another point of the 1960s toys. They want $34.99 for it. Retail value on this is $69.99. And yay, it's the ever elusive jewelry bags that you don't see anymore in thrift stores. So they have them here. The duck's cute, but I'd pass by the duck even at 99 cents. I'd pass by this because obviously it's broken. It's a broken portion of something. Definitely I'd pass by it at $5. I'd buy this. That's gorgeous. These beads are beautiful. They want $5 for that. Okay, great. So those are 20, and I'll buy the green ones too. The chain is gold. Look at the green beads. The beads are beautiful. Those are 5. Those are 20. Trying to look like tiger's eye. These are 5. Remember, I don't buy anything. I leave it all here for you. So come and get it. Fake Fendi. How do you tell? Look at that stitching. It's totally off. Plus, Fendi is real leather, and you would also have a mark on the inside, which isn't there. I'd walk by that. This is a designer scarf, Adrian Vittadini. That's from the 1980s, $7.99. That's a $50 scarf. I'd buy that. Another brass lamp, this one from the late 1970s, which relates to the colonial revival. So the best time to sell these is going to be 2026, which is the anniversary of the independence in the United States. That piece they want $19.99 for. Value on that one, $75. Taylor? Sorry, Taylor's collectible. She's going to be collectible. She's been collectible. She's still collectible. The Eras Tour, $199 is what they want for it. Today it's worth $10. In 5 years, it's going to be worth $90. I'd buy that. If you're looking for a christening gown, don't discount textiles. Textiles and clothing, gloves, christening gowns, handkerchiefs, very desirable. They resell very well. Make sure if you're getting a christening gown, it's all lace from the head to the toe. $24.99 is what they want for this christening gown. That piece retails at $50. Fisher Price Garage, make sure it works. They want $5.99. Value, $25.99. I told you I'd find treasures. There's more to come.